Okay, so this is the first video in a video series called Visual Language and Visual Patterns, where we break down different elements of visual language into visual patterns so that you can elevate your photography to the next level. Now, if you haven't seen the introduction, click on this video right here, click on this link right here, and that will take you back to the introduction about what is visual language and visual patterns. And if you've seen that already, let's jump into the first session, which is leading lines. So leading lines, what are leading lines? Leading lines are basically lines in your frame that are not just used in photography, they're used in film a lot. Again, I'm going to use Wes Anderson as an example. He uses plenty of leading lines and symmetry in all of his frames to make them more appealing to the viewer. Now, beginner photographers, they usually learn about the rules of 3/3 and leading lines as one of the first elements of photography. And when learned correctly and applied correctly, they're very, very powerful in drawing your viewer into and through the frame. So usually in visual language, in this visual pattern, you would use a leading line to direct the viewer's attention to the subject. So that subject could be a portrait, it could be a person, it could be a car, for example, or if you're a landscape photographer, it could be a tree or a church. Leading lines don't always have to be straight lines, they can be curved lines or wiggly lines, or they can be patterns. But if you're just starting out with this visual pattern, it is a good idea to keep it basic and stick with straight lines. As you start to develop your skill with this pattern and you start to master this pattern, you could then go on to curved lines and lines with more pattern. You can even use light and shade as a leading line. As you can see in this example that I took in London, just by Embankment, you can see this young lady walking under a bridge. It was a nice sunny day, and I've used the light and the shadow to intersect with the subject, so you can instantly see that you as a viewer, you're drawn to the line, it takes your attention straight to the subject. It's obvious who the subject is and what I'm trying to say with this photo. So what I'd like you guys to learn from this video, from this pattern of leading lines, is visual importance. In this case of leading lines, we're going to use leading lines to pull the viewer's attention in and draw them through the frame, usually towards the subject. Not in all cases, but majority of the time to the subject. So having somewhere where we can draw the attention of the viewer to the frame and then lead them in the direction that we want to lead them, in this case to our subject. So leading lines are really about movement. It's about creating dynamics in your photo, in your frame. You're using these leading lines to manipulate the viewer's attention through your frame to the place that you want to lead them. Storytelling. Okay, so let's jump into a few examples of leading lines, some photography that I've taken. Here's an example of a photo that I took on a sunny day just outside the Barbican Centre. I was walking up this staircase and I saw this lovely light pattern on the road, and I saw these leading lines. You can see the yellow line of the road, you can see the lines of the pavement, and you can also see the lines of the window, the pattern in the window. And I thought this is a great place for somebody to be. The leading lines all sort of come together, and if I had a subject there, it would be fantastic. So I got my frame, I played with my settings, I took a few test shots, and I waited for the right person to come along. And the right person did eventually come along. First few frames, the person was walking in the wrong direction. I really wanted someone from the left of the frame, walking through the frame to the right, so that I could see their facial expression a bit more and a bit more about their body language. And this chap was also wearing the correct colors. The first two that I captured were wearing darker colors and it just didn't work. This light gray really pops off the orange in the background. So you can see all the leading lines coming together and your eyes are drawn instantly even if you don't know anything about leading lines, your eyes are drawn directly to the subject. In this case, it's the gentleman walking through the frame. Here's another photo that I took. This is between the Millennium, it's on the Millennium Bridge between St. Paul's and the Tate. And here's a lady, and she was just looking at the city as it was going down in the sunset. The sun was behind her, and the colors look amazing in London at this time of year when the sun's going down, when we don't have too many grey clouds and rain in the sky. You can get some beautiful, beautiful frames. Anyway, I was shooting in the sun, so she's backlit. The sun is actually behind her, and I've used the leading lines. I framed it in a way so she is center, and I've used the leading lines of the bridge and the leading lines of the rail to draw the viewer's attention, to draw your attention to the subject. Very minimalist, very simplistic. I want to keep things simple so you understand exactly what I mean. Here's another one. This is when I was traveling through Europe. This is a church in Slovenia, and here I'm using the curved pathway to draw your attention to the church, to the subject. And it was a beautiful day. I went here on a few different days, and here's another example how I used the pathway in a different way, in a different perspective, at a different point of the hill to lead your eye to the church. And some of the days were sunny, some of the days were cloudy, and that adds a whole different element and a different feel to the photo as well. But the whole point is that the leading lines of the photo draws the viewer's attention to the frame, through the photo, and to the subject. And it tells a story and takes that viewer on a journey. Okay, I'll just jump into this video very, very quickly. If you'd like to buy me a coffee and help support this channel and all the free videos and information that I put out, there is a link below. Subscribe, help this channel grow and grow this community. Let's get back to the video. So here is another example of leading lines, a more complicated version of leading lines. So again, as you get more in depth with leading lines, you really learn it, you master it, and you're not going to master this in just a number of days or a number of weeks. You're not going to master riding a bike in a few weeks. You're not going to master riding a car in just a few months or years. It takes a long time to this really, really sink in. Leading lines, this pattern, these visual patterns to really sink in and become second nature, as we spoke about earlier in the introduction to visual language and visual patterns. So in this example, you can see multiple leading lines, some of them straight, some of them curved, some of them horizontal, some of them vertical, but they're all balancing out and leading the viewer's eye to the subject. They're taking the viewer on a journey through the frame. Your eyes are not darting around all over the place trying to work out what's going on here. It's very, very obvious what the subject is and how I am drawing the viewer's attention to what I want them to see. In this case, it's a person, and there's somewhere in the frame that I want to lead the viewer to. So here you can see in this example, it was a nice sunny day. I'm in London again, and I'm in One Exchange, which is very, very close to St. Paul's, and you can see St. Paul's in the background. There's a stairwell. I went down the stairwell, and I noticed that there was the railing of the stairwell, and it had this beautiful leading line, this curve to it, and I lowered my camera down to it so it positioned well through my frame. And you can see that I've used the buildings there to frame St. Paul's, so I'm telling a story of where we are, where the environment is. I then exposed for St. Paul's, I exposed for the light like I usually do when I do this type of photography, this minimalist style of photography. And I noticed these city workers walking left and right. It was around lunchtime, so there was lots of tourists and lots of city workers walking around, and I just waited. Lots of them, there was lots of people walking through the frame at the same time, and I didn't want too many people in this frame. I just wanted a single subject in the right position where this railing is cutting through their body. So the railing, using it as a leading line to draw the viewer's attention to the subject. In this case, it's a city worker walking through the frame. And I think it works really, really well. So leading lines are everywhere around you in your environment. Once you start to develop this skill, you will start to spot leading lines all over the place, whether it's a pavement or whether it's a building or a handrail or the edge of a car or a road. If you're up in a mountain looking down, leading lines are very, very powerful if used in the correct way. So here's another example of leading lines. Back in the day when I used to do portrait photography, it's like a different lifetime ago. But anyway, so I asked the subject to sit on the edge of this sort of short little staircase that was leading up from the road, and I thought these leading lines would work perfectly to lead the viewer's attention to the subject. And as well, in the background, you can see the windows, the shape of the building. It has horizontal and vertical lines that draw your eye to the subject. Now, if you don't know about leading lines, your eyes will just grab onto these lines and they'll get drawn to the subject. As you start to learn about this visual pattern of leading lines, you will start to notice them in all types of photography, and even in restaurants and in movies and landscape gardening, for example. Visual language and visual pattern is everywhere around you. Okay, so now you know all about leading lines. I want you to get out there and put this new knowledge into practice. There's no point in learning about all of these things, learning about visual language and visual patterns, if you do not put it into practice. Yes, learn the theory, but when you actually go out there and put it into practice, that's when it's going to sink into your DNA and become second nature. So I want you to research your type of photography. So if you're a landscape photographer, go and look at some of your favorite landscape photographers. If you're a property photographer, go and look at some of your famous property photographers. If you're a street photographer, go and look at some examples of your favorite street photographers. And you're going to see that leading lines play a strong element of visual language in some of their work. Now take these examples, go out there in your environment and use leading lines to elevate your photography to the next level. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up here. I hope it made sense, and I hope you learned all about leading lines. There's a very, very powerful visual pattern that can help elevate your photography to the next level. So this wraps up our first video in the visual patterns, the visual language series, leading lines. The next one is going to be about frames. So click on this next video here and you can learn all about frames when it comes to visual language and visual pattern and how to apply it to your photography.